Finally back. Anyways, Bloomburrow has come out, and I wanted to do some drafts. And as always, I like streaming my drafts, so I've been holding on to all my draft tokens, also all my money. So we're gonna have quite a few drafts. This new set is very much, for those who don't know, it's very much minion tribal based. So all the 10 options are all different tribes: bats, otters, rabbits, raccoons, lizards, all of that sort of stuff. Just fun little animals. And that is. But yeah, as for my thoughts on the set, I obviously hasn't been long enough for me to make any precise thoughts. But my general, just like looking going into it, it seems like a very good set for newer players. The fact that all of the creatures, like, it's just like you're encouraged to have all these heavy creatures in there, every single one, and just like there's an obvious synergy, and then just good cards anyways. But I'm not sure if it's going to be complex enough to hold my interest for too long. All right, but right now it's Coiling Rebirth. Jerk a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then, if I can duplicate it, if I gift them a card, Daring Wave Rider, Mind Whisker. I'm not sure if Coiling Rebirth is where I want to be. This is much more low to the ground, aggressive set, is what I've been hearing. I will try the Coiling Rebirth because I really have no place to go. There's no card that, like, Banishing Light, I think. So, if this was, like, I know the format, it's definitely aggressive, I would pick Banishing Light. This card, it's just a kill spell. It's just a pretty cheap kill spell. And I kind of like Crumb and get it. It looks like a pretty good combat trick. This is a Reanimator, which isn't always good, but allows us to go down a route other people cannot go. So for now, I will go Coiling Rebirth. I'm not so certain this is the correct play. All right. Let's see. We were given Emberheart Challenger, and yeah, we might just give up on the Coiling Rebirth because this is an insane card. Haste Prowess basically says, hey, if you're in the mice deck, this makes you into the mice deck sometimes. As otherwise, if we want to go control, Wildfire House in here. Mudflat Village is a nice, like, no matter what version we are, we have some reanimation. Another Banishing Light. For now, I'm going to grab Emberheart Challenger. I think what I'm going to state, we are no deck archetype right now. Black-red is lizards. I don't think either of these cards want to go in lizards. How's it going, Destiny Bound? Yeah, I'm just kind of, like, pacing myself, so I haven't made any announcements that I'm alive or anything like that. But hey, thanks for coming in. We're drafting. We have this reanimation card, but I'm not sure if it's going to end up being good. So right now, I'm just picking the best card, which in this case is going to be Emberheart Challenger. And I'm just going to hope that we find some way around. We're only 2 picks in, so we haven't seen any signals other than there's 2 Banishing Lights. So we might end up going white anyways, just because the control pieces are there. Persistent Marsh Stalker, that's a great, if we're in rats, it allows us to swing in aggressively very well. Blacksmith's Talent. So a lot of people are down on this card. What I see is that this is 1 mana, create a +1/+1 counter that kind of moves around, and then 3 mana, equip it, and this is 3 mana, equip it every single combat step, which means this is every Valiant trigger you'll ever want. Going good. I bought way too many games since last time we chatted. A good old 60+ on the backlog. Yep. So I'm not sure I've noted this. I am doing a new game a week because my backlog had like 80 games in it. So I've played through like 20 of them, 25, 30 of them now. But yeah, no, the backlog gets huge fast. But yeah, I think Blacksmith's Talent is definitely the pick. Goes great with the Emberheart Challenger. And I think both of these cards are good in any red deck. Even if we end up being otters or something, this is perfectly fine. Otherwise, white is looking pretty solid. Rabbit Response, Warren Elder. So red-white is the hope, but we're not going to force anything. Bandit's Talent is another good, like, late-game trigger, and it keeps us in this black-red space. So honestly, Savor might be the better card. So, let's see. These 2 force us towards aggressive. This forces us towards control. This forces us towards control. Warren Elder forces us towards aggressive again. And it's just probably the best card here for that sort of stuff. Night Fisher. Okay. We're not going to be... So here's the thing. If we end up with this red space, we're going to be otters, not birds, so Night Fisher becomes slightly worse. But again, this is a 5 mana 4/5 flyer. that alone means this is going to be a good card in your deck. So yeah, you know what? That's my decision. Even if we have otters, 5-mana 4/5 flyer is good enough that you want to play it anyways. I've been on holiday for 3 months, and at start, I'd play through all the Assassin's Creed games. Got through chapter 3 in the first game. Yep, I understand that. All right. Whisker Skill Quill Scribe. I think if we're going for this aggressive route, this is probably where we want to be. I don't think Dewdrop Tear's really us. Portent of Calamity. Very difficult to pull off having... You need instant sorceries, lands, creatures, enchantments, artifacts. You need all of the stuff to make this card good. I think I'm going with Whisker Quill Scribe. We're still seeming like they're allowing us into the mouse deck, and I'm going to take our way into the mouse deck. This is just a 2-mana 2/2, and then it is a looter for helping us get that strong aggressive curve. But yeah, Destiny Bound, I played a different game every week. I did not beat many of those games. So I understand. All right, so here's an interesting one. So Downwind Ambusher, this is an extremely powerful card. 4 mana, 4/2 flash. So right off the bat, it's basically a surprise kill. Then it also has, when it comes to play, give a creature -1/-1 until end turn. So another surprise kill. Or destroy a creature that was dealt damage this way. So there's like 3 directions this is a surprise kill card, which is fantastic. So I think that's the pick. If I wasn't going for this, because here's the thing, this is a really good card, so I'm willing to sacrifice to speculate on it, even though skunks and lizards, like this is not red does not want to be the Empire Challenger Whisker Quill Scribe deck. I'm still going to pick it because it's just the most powerful card. Otherwise, that one that you can tap to give creatures haste would be the best card. All right. Dre Leader, definitely not enough in squirrels to allow that. Psychic Whirl is not, I do not think is good enough. We do not have rats in any direction, red or green. Roughshod Duo is just a big aggressive creature. Tempest Angler, if we are going with the blue route, ends up being a nice card. For now, I'm going to pick it. I mean, the fact is, if we go red-blue, it's the path. Otherwise, Blacksmith's Talent is great. I just don't think Roughshod Duo is good enough, generally speaking. All right. Veteran Guard Mouse is probably the pick we're going to play, even if we're not green, red, white. It looks like... So here's the thing I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of mouses getting passed around. A lot of solid mouses getting passed around. So I'm going to go that way. I did, however, do a challenge I'm happy about. An almost 100% Smash Ultimate file. Unless I brought the DLC, I cannot get 23 Fire Spirits. Unless I got online... Okay, so that's 23 unattainable challenges, but other than that, you 100%? Dude, so I did that. I did something similar. Oh, that takes a long time. Anyways, if I want to go more aggressive, that Glade Dive Duo is probably a good pick. Since we're down this route... Okay, so here's the thing. I think I'm going to pick Sazakap's Brew, because what this is this is a way to filter through my deck to get me to any more aggressive cards. It gives a +2/+0, so it's Valiant triggers. And if I end up going Otters, that's Tempest Angler. If I am going Control, that's ways to loot into my control win conditions. So I think that's the best card for my deck. I have the Meek or Mudflat Village. I'm going to go with the Might because this allows me to go Mouse or... This allows me to go Mouse or Otters. Right now we're not seeing many white cards, but we're seeing a lot of Mouse payoffs. It's possible we get white in this way rotating around, but otherwise we have access to lizards, we have access to this. Crumb and Get It, I really do appreciate. I'm picking that over the other one, but that's a difficult decision. Target creature you control gains flying. Or Bandit's Talent. Okay, War Screek. Okay, so here's all the theme. We have verified we're not green, and we're definitely red. We'll figure out the rest as we go forward. Osteomaster Adept. This is requires you to forage. Then again, it makes foraging. It does, like, if you have a lot of cards in your graveyard, that's fine. I don't know, that's still a lot. Vibrant Mentor, not us. Persistent Mothstalker, not us. Patchwork Banner. How many mouse? 3 mouse so far. So Patchwork Banner is a possibility. Nettle Guard. We are getting a lot of blue, so Otters might start coming around. I think I'm going to pick the Patchwork Banner, just play it super safe. The only thing we know is that we're not green. We're going to see whether they this time around we're going to get past a lot of mice in white, or we're going to see if we just end up having to go black and, like, we're not going to be the lizard deck, we're going to be a control deck with lizards or something. Or I think we just go red blue. I think we have a lot more. Yeah, our curve, I think, is pretty darn aggressive. So maybe you should stay down to the ground. Okay, look at that. Flowerfoot Swordmaster. Great, amazing, aggressive mouse card. Yeah, I think I'm going for... I'm going to shoot for red-white, and if it fails, we're going to get enough red cards, I think, that we'll be able to splash right back into blue-red and be able to manage it. Smash Ultimate Gold Grinding. I collected 450,407 gold total, and the fastest way to get gold is by pressing down on a controller. That is unfortunate. I do hate when the optimum strategy is just something that sucks to do with your hands or anything like that. But yeah, so this is a mouse that leans towards the aggression, allows us to get a good one-drop aggressive mouse card. Benching Light being a kill spell is a consideration, but I think if we're white, we are doing red-white mouse, and this is just a very powerful effect there. Alright, Blooming Blast. This is kill a creature, and in the late game, kill a creature and deal 3 damage to their face to possibly start the way of killing them. Flame Cash Gecko. I'm just like trying to map it out. So we might be red-white. Cindering Cutthroat and Flame Cash Gecko aren't actually bad in the red-white deck. They're more focused towards red-black. It does give us an escape route. I think it's the Flame Cash Gecko or Booming Blast. I think at this point, we have so few kill spells that I think the Booming Blast beats out the Gecko. Gecko does require us to actually hit them, and I think that is just a little too much to ask for. Valley Rock Caller is pretty great. I do have an idea for a deck with that, but I just can't pick it right now. Another Flame Cash, Take Out the Trash is premium kill spell, 3 damage, sometimes can loot, but 2 mana, 3 damage is often good enough. I think this is the best card. This is pushing me to try to go for the Otters, but I think it's best to stay course. Veteran Guard Mouse. I mean, here's the thing. I think we are really aggressive. Like, we have a Crumb and Get It, we have a Might of the Meek, we have a War Squeak. War Squeak is a very aggressive seeming. So I think we just stick with the aggressive, and we decide whether we go full mouse or whether we're going to try to do like red-white mouse or if we're going to go red-black. We have 2 white cards, 2 black cards, effectively. Veteran Guard Mouse, we just treat as red, so... Seedglaive Mentor, I think that's the signal. Alright, so pick 5, Seedglaive Mentor tells me that no one else is picking mouse that I have to worry about. Maybe the person directly to my right is. But the 4 people to my left, these 4, do not care about the mouse. So, and this is an insane payoff for being in the mouse deck. As you trigger it, it gets bigger. Starts out as a 3 mana, 3/2 haste, vigilance. Like, this is what the mouse deck wants. It pays them off. Also, a game over got and still trying to complete is the Binding of Isaac Repentance Plus. I knew that the requirements for 100% are, and I don't think I want to overdo it. Nope, I played Binding of Isaac as well. I just pulled out. That game was too much for me. I enjoyed it while I played it, but that was it. Anyways, as for picks, Rabid Gnaw, very easy pick. So, as you target a creature you control, it's going to trigger your Valiant, and then it deals damage equal to its power to a creature you don't control, which it's a kill spell that also triggers your Valiant. What else is there to say? You can get out combat tricked, which basically means you play this and someone responds by killing your target, but we're going to hope that doesn't happen, basically. Alright. How many creatures do I have? 9. Ooh. That is... I'm glad I noticed. Alright. So, let's look. We have 2 blue cards, 2 black cards, 2 white cards. I do want to go white. So here's the thing. I really respect Crumb and Get It as just a way to trigger the Valiant, and then also you can give them food to make your creature basically unkillable. I'm going to grab the Crumb and Get It. I'm going to start really hard focusing on creatures because we do not have enough creatures. So, Valiant Guard Mouse, come on down. Whisker Quill Scribe. Thank you for coming in. Great to discard to loot to what I need, and is a 2-drop. Fantastic. Glad to have you in the group. We might just be mono red at this point, honestly. Steampath Charger, Lizard Warlock, 2/1, 1 dies, deal damage, so it's just a nice little aggressive card to keep us pushing hard and aggressive. Do you know my sadness when I got Ultra Greed? Alright, just a sec. I think that Conductor of Electricity might be more necessary. I think just the... No, we're low enough on the ground. Oh, geez. So, got Ultra Greed as SSL and then just died twice. It's worse because it's required for a character. Oh, so you missed out on a character. Oh. Sorry to hear that. Anyways, this is a fantastic final pool. Because it's, it's a 2-mana 2/2, and then it has tap to trigger Valiant. Also haste. Also it gives them haste, but it 2-mana trigger Valiant. And with this, we commit ourselves to white as our last color. We are going to be basically red splash and white, but the 2 Chrome Gates, a Flowerfoot Swordmaster, and now this card. This look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature card with 3 mana value 3 or less, which is half our deck. Put it on the battlefield if it's your turn, otherwise put it into your hand. 4 mana 3/4, build more power. Sign me up. Sign me up. With that card alone, I think we pull out all of our there's something it's not letting me pull out. Okay. Whatever, we just deal with it. Sunspine Links. Damage can't be prevented. I think Rockface Village is actually more important than Sunspine Leech, and Rabid Gnaw is probably more important than Rockface Village. Yeah, this is a kill spell that also targets our stuff. For some reason, it wasn't letting us pull these cards out of the deck when I was in the other form, so I'm going to just do it from here. Yep, so we're just red splashing blue. We're hoping to get this Rockface Village back, but I'm not expecting it. Either way, this Rabid Gnaw is going to be powerful enough. We are starting to get enough creatures, but we do want more. But the Sunspine Links we want our deck to be very low curve. All of these 2-drops is exactly where we want to be. We actually want more 1-drops of anything. Okay, Seaglaive Mentor, another 3-drop. Okay, we're very happy with another Seaglaive Mentor. I think we are in the right space. I got the game Ring Fit Adventure for the Switch. Once again, Nintendo knows how to make a darn good fitness game. Shame more games don't use the Ring Con as a cool concept. Yeah, dude, okay. I thought about getting Ring Fit, and the only reason I didn't is I just didn't have a space to exercise it from my Switch. I would have to, literally go port it somewhere, outside, just hope the battery lives. I could see it from the floor as I just do. At that point, it's why am I not just exercising it outside? But yeah, no, it looks fantastic. If I had a space for it, I probably could make a space and force myself to do it if I really felt that need. Yeah, no, it looks like a fantastic game. Yeah, that's awesome, bro. I'm going to pick Brazen Collector over the Banishing Light. We now have 2 Rabid Gnaws, and I believe we have a burn spell. Yeah, we have a Take Out the Trash and Blooming Blast. I did say we need more creatures. We want to get to 15 creatures if we can help it. And this may not be a mouse, but it's a first striking raccoon. This is really hard to block. It gives us red, so it ramps us even further forward. I think this is the card we want over the Banishing Light. Parting Gust. I think double white is too much for us to pull right now. Might of the Meek. Way to target our stuff. Way to draws it through itself. Gives trample. I think this is very much our card. Yeah, we're just going to keep going with that. Definitely do want some more lands if I can help it. Valley Rally. So this is the thing. If you gift a food, the gift promising means that you get not only kill one of their creatures, but it's another Valiant trigger. Ooh, but do I want Nelguard? Seaglaive Mentors. I mean, the Valley Rally is going to be very strong for me. That was a difficult choice. I think literally because that was red, and my deck is so deeply red that was the right choice. How's it going, Al Factory? Yeah, so RL2, man, I haven't played Rogue Legacy 2 in so long, I'm rusty. I do want to go back and play it, but I would play it casually because I'm so rusty at this point. Teapot Slinger, I'm picking up. Just because it's the best card in this pack, I probably won't play it. Oh my gosh, a 3rd Rabbit Gnaw. We have 14 creatures, so I'm going to say we're okay on that. Also, Alpha Factory, I bought the deluxe collector's edition of Rogue Legacy 2 when it was available on the limited runs, because yeah, I agree, that game is amazing. Otherwise, we're getting our creatures, so we actually have some good... we might be able to just pull out... Oh my god, we got our Rockface Village. Okay, so this is awesome, because it means we don't have to pull out a card. This is just in our deck, because it's just a land. We already have to put a bunch of lands in. It's a way to trigger our Valiant, and it's just a good way to get hasty aggressive creatures, which is what our deck is. None of these cards are going to be in our deck. I'm just going to sideboard this in case we decide that's better to do it that way. And I think we just pick another lizard. Another wizard lizard. Alright. Bridge, just saying hi. Didn't go through the playlist, but I may. Alright. Well, glad to hear it, bro. Alright. Whew. Let's see. So we have to cut 47 cards. I think one of them is going to be this Plains. Yeah, we have 27 white and 83 red. And 16 creatures, 14 non-creatures. We do want to keep that... yeah, we do want to keep that creature count high. I think at this point we are pulling cards, not adding cards. I think with how aggressive this curve is, we can safely do this. So now we are at 15 lands. I think that's the correct play because our highest cost card is 4, and we're gonna actually pull out, I think, some of those 4-drops. The Teapot Slinger, basically I have to expend 4 for every time I trigger it. So that's good. So like that doesn't need to be in our deck. We might just pull out this other Veteran Guard Mouse and just go really sharp on that bottom run. Okay, I missed a bunch of comments. I'm going to just focus on the comments for a bit. So let's get to the deck. So 14 creatures. Okay, so really quick. So here's a little trick. T:CRE. This splits up my creatures to non-creatures so we can see what our curve looks like. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 2-drops. I think that has too many 2-drops, and Steampath Charger is the obvious weak link. We will take out one Steampath Charger. Alright. Cadence of Hyrule has multiple songs for each area too, who by multiple artists, which is just so cool. Yep. And Zelda music. Heck yes. Heck yes. Alright. Is there anything here that I want to pull? Let's actually count. So we have 8 mouse. Alright, we have 8 mouse. We're keeping the banner in. We are keeping the banner inside the deck. So, Patrick Banner, you have found your spots. I'm not sure about this War Squeak. I'm not sure about this Veteran Guard Mouse. Those are my 2 biggest questions. We have 13 creatures now, so I do not want to pull out any more creatures. I think this is an aggressive enough deck that we do not want to pull out any more creatures. Or do I? Mana value 3 or less? Yeah. Let's see if I suffer for my decisions here. Pull land. Go to 14 lands. So here's the question. If we go 14 lands, can we operate when we only get 2 mana? 1, 2, 3. There's only 5 cards we can't play if we're only at 2 mana. I think that's not too risky. I think that's just risky enough. All right, so here's the next question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that need white. This is an ambitious deck, people. This is a recklessly ambitious deck. I'm wondering if I should pull... Okay, I think I had a sharp enough curve. I'm going to pull out one of those Steam Baths and put back in... Where's my... Thank you. Put in one of those Guard Mouses. Just that I think with... We already have enough 2-mana creatures. I would rather have another mouse than this. Like, this seems like a pretty bad 2-drop. We already have Whiskers Kill Scribes, which are probably better for us. Raccoon Rallier, which is great. Like, everything else is great. I have no actually idea what the card game is about, but I shall say the quote, "I like your funny words, Magic Man." Thank you. I just saw heck yes, we ball. Alright. 14 lands, people. 12 creatures. Hopefully this works. This is very recklessly ambitious in a lot of ways. We have to draw the creatures, we need to draw the lands. This is funky. Yeah, no, I've just been convinced to go back. We want the Charger because we just are that steep of a curve. Alright. So what this game is about is us screaming, swinging at their face, and hoping they die. That's basically what this archetype is. We are the aggro deck, hard and hard. So good luck, good luck. Thank you. I think we just need to start playing. But yeah, feel free to keep talking and commenting. I'd love to keep chatting. Pray we draw the cards in the order we need them. We're going to get a 2-drop. That is guaranteed. The question is, will we get our 3rd land for the 3-drop? Giga Weeb of Hell is here to use their ultimate anime powers to take us out. But we will not falter. If they kill our Whisker Quill Scribe, we are in trouble. So, don't let them kill our Whisker Quill Scribe, I guess. So we're actively... So as long as they don't kill it, we can Might of the Meek it, discard our land, draw a card, and then... Okay, perfect. So... This gives Trample. Yeah, I'm just going to do this to Valiant trigger and to get that thing off our board. I'm going to save the Might of the Meek as a resolve trigger later. I think it is more valuable as a resolve trigger than as a card draw stuff. Why do I feel like if you played Inscription, you just win it and win everything first try because card game? Because I'm really good at card games, it would click in me how this is working as we are playing through it. So that is precisely what would happen. Thank you. There's like 2... Okay. Well, focus. It seems like we did not remove enough red lands out of this deck. Let's discard another land. I think it's worthwhile to take out the trash. Seaglaive already has haste, so yeah. How? Because man, first try Ramsey, he just reach infinity. Thanks for your compliments. This thing has vigilance. All right. We bait with a 2-drop. Oh man, what? So if they block the 2-drop, their creatures would survive. They take 1 more damage. They just killed it to save 3 health. So either they're board cleaning right now. They're not. All right. I think it's actually preferable to use this to discard a card. I think this is actually preferable than the +1/+1 counter. So we lost out on damage, but we got a stronger curve. I'm keeping that land so we can discard. Oof. Velatro 2, now Shovel Knight Joustus, however, that's the true card game. Oh, I played Shovel Knight Joustus. I am good at that game. Don't you worry. Alright, at this point, we do something called just charging in. So the basic thing is they're at 6 health. So we're going to attack with all. They have to block or they die. And now they're at 2 health, which means next turn they have to block 2 creatures or they die. Which means they're up a creek without a paddle. Okay, now they're good. So now we have to draw something that's not a land. Thank you. All right. He drew a land. All right. All right. Before we go, we need to count the lands. We need to count the lands. All right, so we have 14 lands in our deck, everyone. We drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of our 14 lands, people. We drew 11 of our 14 lands in half of our deck. There are 3 lands left in the entire half of our deck left. Oh my gosh, thank you, Whisker Kill Scribe. That would have been fatal if we couldn't cycle through those lands. Oh my gosh. Thank you for going 14 lands, Focus. That was a great call. I was there when he played Joustus. You were only 2 of 11 streamers I've watched who actually decided to play it and reach the true final boss. Yep. Gosh, I like the story, like right at the end where he's like, no, you're gonna take me from my world to save yours. Give me everything. The world belongs to me if I'm gonna save it. Like, no, I am like, I am a hero, but I am a hero to myself first and you later. I don't know you. So I definitely like that part of Key Knight's story. The self-confidence led to some good things until the end where he doesn't realize the value of his allies, basically. All right. Keep 7. We're going first. So Whisker Kill Scribe into Seaglaive Mentor. And then hopefully we can just keep the aggression rolling. Flamecatch Gecko is definitely not as strong as I want it to be. That is a very powerful card that we might... Nope. I just did the math. We do not have to Rabid Gnaw this. If they attack, I will not block because they can pump. They didn't attack even? So this has haste, so we're playing it first. Alright, someone does not know how Lizard deck works. Valley Flamecaller. Do not care. Alright. Step 1, Rabid Gnaw, eat you for breakfast. Step 2, I can War Squeak. Is that necessary? No, here's the better play. I just found the better play. So now they're at 8 health. And like, notice how their health is now already at half and it's turn 4. And then I can use this mana to then loot. Awesome. Patrick Banner, make my mouse bigger, War Squeak, and just finish the game. I know there's a lot of cool cards being thrown around, but I'm distracted by the googly-eyed rock. Oh yes, the best. They have this stupid trophy. We have the real prize here. All right, Patrick Banner, all my mouses are now big and scary. War Squeak, this mouse is big. Okay, no. Let's split up the damage. They just conceded because they knew what was going. So in case you were wondering, what was about to happen is I was going to War Squeak them, which makes it so they can't block. I get stronger. And yeah, so I'd make it so that this Bark Shooter could not block this turn. I attack with all of these. They could only chump block the 5/4. They would take 4, 5, 6 damage, be at 1 health. But yeah. Honestly, that is the best thing, Destiny Bound. This Googly Eye Pet Rock is the best thing. They offered it up as the pet for April Fool's Day, and it is the best pet. If you didn't play on April Fool's Day, my condolences, because by far, you are correct. Googly Eyed Rock is the best pet. Played through all of Far Cry 3. I was forced to learn how to play poker. Still don't know how to play poker. It's called Weaning It. Yeah, I just know my kind of competitive mind. I do not want to get into poker. It is a game I will get into, and I will not be happy because I got into it. All right, we're going second this time, but we have Flowerfoot Swordmaster into Emberheart Challenger, which is 1-drop into 2-drop, high aggression curve. We have a Blooming Blast to kill their creatures, Crumb and Get It to blow them out when they block improperly. I'd say we're good. Yep. And 2 lands, that is as many as we need in this deck. Alright. Yep. So this card has Offspring in case we have a bunch of mana, but we drew it 1 turn. It's called Gambling with Style. Yep. I just call it gambling without much sense of the the cost of your actions. Alright, well, we're against frogs, so one of the problems with Magic the Gathering that's come around is that going first is becoming a devastatingly powerful advantage where it shouldn't be. So I'm just like trying to map it out. So next turn I can Might of the Meek target. So I'm going to attack. Have Might of the Meek and Crumb and Get It up to combat trick my opponent out. Or I could Booming Blast. Okay. I have a few options. Might of the Meek does not trade profitably. All right. So here's the question. Do I want to Gift the Treasure to deal 3 damage? So, hold up. If I Might of the Meek this will deal 3. That will deal 7. Yeah, okay. This is Gift the Treasure. Create a treasure token before its other effects. All right. I do not want to give this deck a treasure, I think. I think I've decided. Let's start by Might of the Meeking to make this creature bigger and give ourselves a bunch of damage. And it draws us a card. We should see what our card draw is. I'm not going to give them a treasure. I do not want them ramping into a good card. And now we deal 8 damage, and they are at 9 health, which means another turn like that is lethal. I press button, number goes up. I press button, again, I lose everything. Just happens. I still remember when someone first did an all-in on me, and I had like 3 times their wealth. I'm like, what the hell is this? What did I just... what? No, I know... Sticky Ton Sentinel. And this is where Crumb and Get It is going to... Yep, and so they're... Okay. Okay? They already played a land this turn. That seems like a really bad... You can choose not to, by the way, sir. You can choose not to. Alright. Here's my plan. So I'm going to Might of the Meek at instant speed, see what's on top of my library, see if there's anything worth putting in there. Alright, well, I played my land, unfortunately, already. That's okay. I'm going to attack with both. I have Crumb and Get It as a combat trick. So that thing has Trample. And now I Crumb and Get It without gifting a food. And this thing, the Prowess triggers, making this guy bigger. And this thing has Trample. They're at 2 health. Also, here's a Gecko. Next turn I have Seedglade Mentor, and they need, how many blockers? Several? They have 4 lands because they bounced the land for some godforsaken reason. They didn't understand how that works. Can't beat Luigi Casino. Oh my god, the Luigi Casino from, what's it, Super Mario Bros. 64 DS. Yeah, that game was fantastic. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what you're talking about, Destiny Bound 2. That is how I learned it as well. I literally had a point where I was trying to get rid of my chips because I just wanted the game to end and see what my score was. And I could not lose. I was at like several thousand chips because I just kept playing and could not lose for some forsaken reason. I could only bet so much. Anyways, worth noting, my 3 drops got stuck in my hand because of how aggressive my curve is. Oh man. Alright. Well, Package Crew. Oof. Oh man. Deck's insane. And because the deck is so mentally relaxing because of how ungodly aggressive it is, I gotta chill and talk with chat, which I always love talking with chat. But yeah, it's so funny that you also learned the Luigi Casino through freaking Super Mario 64 DS. That was my first time playing Super Mario 64, so... I mean, no, I played it at a friend's house when I was younger, but I never owned it, I guess is what I should say. You know, my uncle loved the N64, had a bunch of awesome games, and a few really weird ones. They are the ones that taught us about the beauty that is Katamari Damacy. That game... I don't know how they figured out how amazing that was going to be, but so... It's hard to approach first time. Alright. Well, we're all in on this Brazen Collector, but we get to take out the trash and gain and loot in the process. My opponent mulliganed, so hopefully we are aggressive enough to take advantage of that. Might of the Meek, I can cycle it. It will not give the +1/+0 unless I control a mouse, so it's not really good for that. But Brazen Collector... taking out the trash is fine enough. And hopefully with the opponent being down a card, they won't have the tools to stop us in time. I do want to play 1 Plains so that when the time comes, I can play whatever I need. Yeah, such an odd game, but you know I'm rolling with the vibes. Fantastic music as well. Alright, Stormcatch Matter. This thing has first strike, so they can't attack. Alright. So, let's do it this way. So, step 1, attack. I'm alright if they sacrifice their creature to kill this. Alright, next up, Flame Cash Gecko. Next step, we are discarding the land. Yes, we are able to discard the land safely. Alright, And then step 3, do I want to Booming Blast this? I think my answer is yes, but I do not want to give them a treasure. So here's the thing. That is a 1/1, which isn't threatening, but it has instant sorceries cost 1 less to cast, which means it's a lot easier for it to get into like a lot of good stuff off that process. So now they're playing a tap land. They can't play their 3-mana spell. They play a 1-mana blue otter. Fantastic for us. I could play the Whiskervale Forerunner. I think it's better to just Seedglaive Mentor and keep applying the pressure. Let them declare blocks. No blocks. I'm going to Might of the Meek this, get myself a +1/+1 counter, and more damage. And there's the land. There we are. Now I can play Whiskervale Forerunner if I want, or if I draw another land, I can Whiskervale Forerunner, land, attack, take out the trash. Oof. Also on the Switch, the Dempamen got a remake, which I was so happy about, and it's free. Oh, I didn't know the Dempamen remake was free. That's awesome. It's a 3DS exclusive series before, and a weird RPG where you catch all the party members. Yeah, I heard from, I'm not sure if you know of Arlo. Arlo really likes Dempamen, so I know he was super excited when that came out. I'm going to start by attacking. That does not threaten me. I'm going to play Whiskervale Forerunner. Now we have a 3/4 that if I ever target it with something, I get another creature. All right. So they have an Arbor Antics in the graveyard. I think if they play it, I think they die. I'd have to math it out. Definitely doesn't look good for them, I'll tell you that much. Okay, that's a threat. But that's okay. Because they don't expect the all-in. That's a perfectly acceptable block for me. And I will show you why. So they are tapped out on mana. So let's take out the trash. Deals 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Let's take out the trash. And I think the Whiskervale Scribe is unnecessary here. Perfection. And I can Offspring it. So now I have a bunch of creatures that they can't really stop. Raccoon Rallier is also good because I could have used it to trigger Valiant on a lot of stuff, but wow, they had 2. But here's the thing. I have enough creatures that I don't think that matters. Yep. I'm going to actually start with the Rabid Gnaw, see if I can... You know, I should have targeted the Flowerfoot Swordmaster just to get these creatures more power. But I think, yeah, they're... All right. Okay, so they're going to give... This is actually really smart of them. So now they can into the Floodmaw to bounce 2 creatures. But they gave me a bunch of card draw, but they're keeping themselves alive. No card to choose. Darn. All right. I'm going to play this guy, and they stayed alive because of that play. Now, I'm not sure how much longer they'll stay alive, because this Raccoon Rallier is going to do some real work. But I think their play is they have to let me draw cards. All right. Let's see. So first things first. Whiskervale Forerunner. Going to give it haste. And it comes into play, correct? Enter the battlefield. Then I can actually Sleeveglaive Mentor kill the Oania. Or I could Flowerfoot Swordmaster kill that. This has haste now. Yeah, this is lethal. So target a creature I control, target a creature they control. The +1/+0 and the missing blocker is enough that this is lethal. There we are. Whew. Yeah, that last Nintendo Direct was amazing. The last Nintendo, compared to every other game showcase, they truly went, I'm gonna save the best for last. Yeah, this is the last Nintendo Direct of the Switch library, and they were like, okay, here's the reason you bought the Switch, all right, everyone. Make sure everything's on the table. One thing someone noted was that Metroid Prime 4 was promised on the Switch, and now it's probably the last title the Switch will ever get, which is actually hilarious. And like, we kept to our promises, everyone. Sort of thing. I thought that was great. The Xbox 360 stores have completely shut down. The homepage looks so empty without any advertisements. They even took Bean away. So yeah, you cannot download any DLC or demos either. Huh? That's sad when a shop closes down. I remember when the 3DS and Wii U shop shut down. That makes me sad. Wait, you can't download the demos either? Oh no. I think there's some games that I needed to download on my 3DS that I never did. Oh no. There's some games that I lost. Alright, Whisker Kill Scribe with Rockface Veil. I think that's good enough. That's good enough for me. I think I actually go Raccoon Rallier first, because Raccoon Rallier can target the Whisker Quill Scribe and still it attacks. Alright. Frog? Yep, frog. I respect the frogs. Raccoon Rallier. Alright, our lack of lands is showing, but we have a draw into them. And now we did give it haste, and the process of giving it haste lets us loot. I think the Valley Rally is probably not where we want to be, when we could be drawing the land. Attacking just lets us get blown out. We have our mana tapped, so we can't blow out in response. You can't get any themes on the 3DS either unless you pre-downloaded any. Thankfully, Nintendo was nice enough to keep all the basic colors for you. Ah, good to know. Alright, so now we're going to go for the blowout. So, yeah, I think I just use this. I think I don't need the Sazgap's Brew anymore. Play a land. I'm going to start by attacking. See if they block. Yep. Alright, so now I can Rabid Gnaw kill both if I want. No, I think I want Maya of the Meek and play Emberheart Challenger after. So this kills. And now I have the Emberheart. I'm holding up a Rabid Gnaw, and if I can loot to a land, if I can get a Plains, this hand opens up. Unfortunately, we did go pretty low on Plains. That was something we knew would happen. All right. I was going to say, luckily we have Crumb and Get It, but I realized we don't have Crumb and Get It. I think I'm going to target the Emberheart Challenger to get the top card and see if it's playable. Unfortunately, that's our play, I think. I can't get through this Bruiser with Rabid Gnaw. It involves sacrificing my creature, and I'm not willing to do that right now. Opponent has actually locked us out. And being that it looks like they're just straight green-black control, honestly. So we have to deal with that. They're already at 6 mana. They're holding up... Okay, I can tell you precisely what they're holding up. It's a 6 mana Vigilance Reach monstrosity. So let's see. Turn that to 4. I can kill it. Alright. So, War Squeak. Target a creature. Prowess. Gets myself trigger there. Awesome. Get myself more lands. So I don't think they have kill. I think what they have... So they have this... It's a Moose. So it's a... So the card they're going to play is a 6 mana 6/6 Moose, but I can actually respawn with Rabid Gnaw and kill them. Alright. That's not what I expected. That's fine. I am okay with this loss. Target player. Yep, this is what I expected. And now I can Rabid Gnaw. Target creature I control, target creature I don't control. Prowess will trigger first, which will turn into 5/6 kill, and we kill both. There we are. That's a good spot. Oh, Destiny Bound also is doing the controller fixing stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, Focus, as he's saying, he did a lot of that stuff. Some left some screws. But anyways, worth noting: raccoon, frog, skunk, bat, lizard, rat, squirrel. Okay, we're good. And yes, I think we just target this to get the top card, see if it's worth playing. All right. Next, we just attack. We're not supposed to be mono red, but our deck is perfectly fine being mono red. And if they had Moose, they would have played it last turn. So I'm confident they do not have Moose. And at this point, I think I start tapping Reckless Village to give my Ember Heart the looting effect. Should have followed a video and broke my Joy-Con more. Alright, Saver, they kill the creature and get some life gain. So this is going to go... So the thing is, they have a way... I think these are all mouses. I think I might have lethal. We're going to try. No. Cancel. Red. Barford, Swordmaster. They have to kill, like, right now. Give this haste. All of my creatures get +1/+1. Alright, is that all they have? Oh my gosh. Target lizard, mouse, or otter. This one gets +1/+1. So yeah, Flowerfoot Swordmaster is good. You see why it's in the deck now. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. So all I need to do was draw planes. Well, we're doing pretty good. I'd say we're doing pretty good, everyone. Learned the home button has a light up feature. I found out because I had my Switch on standby mode after I set time for a Ring Fit alarm. Such a neat and cool feature. Interesting. Good to know. But yeah, Destiny, if Focus starts streaming and you manage to catch it, talking about all this Joy-Con stuff with him, he would love it. So I know he loves all that sort of stuff. He was playing Metroid Fusion some time ago. So, okay, so I think I need to mulligan this hand. 2 planes, no red source. All right. I keep this hand, and I'm shipping the land. It's ambitious, but I think that's ambition is what we get to do. Daikaiju-sama, how's it going? Yes, I know who you are. You don't have to tell me. Glad to have you in the chat. We are playing a very hyper-aggressive draft deck that we managed to collect. Anyways, if we get 3 mana, we can upgrade the Blacksmith talent. Otherwise, Emberheart Challenger, just being aggressive. Basically, when we target this with Rabid Knot or Sword, depending on what our opponent does, we're going to get exile that top card and possibly... Oof. But luckily, Whiskerkill Scribe is here to draw us cards anyways. Or Brazen Collector, because it has First Strike and gets us mana advantage. Do you have a second Saver? Saver's a good card. No denying that. Corpseberry Collector. Alright. So now it's a 3/4. So I'm going to attack. Okay. So I'm going to actually start by attacking. They block? Cool. I'm going to just Booming Blast. I'm not going to give them a treasure. I'm just going to deal 2 damage. I think Value Rally is going to be better later. But my creature has First Strike, so I'm perfectly fine. There you are. Alright. Next stuff. So unfortunately we are mana screwed, but like the whole reason we went to 14 lands is because we could survive on this mana screw. Alright. I think I'm gonna attack first. Force them to respond. Force them to respond. Nothing gives me more life, so that's gonna go through. I think I'm gonna upgrade the talent and play the creature next turn. If I draw a land, I can Whisker Squill and give it haste. And, like, it's going to be targeted anyways. Yep. So here's the question. Do I want to haste out 4 damage against this? Yes, I do not want to bother with other stuff. So let's just give this guy haste and keep it moving. I think the Valley Rally has lost its moment. And then this comes in. I get to attach that and attack for 4. All right, if they block, there's no skull crack in this format, so we're fine with that 1 black mana. I do not think there's any combat trick they could use to stop me here. All right, yeah, feel free to alert the kaiju. That's perfectly fine. Thank you. All right, so yeah, they block, and so they want the Bonebreaker Orator in the graveyard, but it's not that valuable in the graveyard, honestly. I'm gonna... Yeah. Crypt creatures have double strike and haste. You gonna kill my creature? You kind of have to now. I'm gonna decline for now, because I think they have kill spells, and Steambath Charger off-screening and giving me a bunch of threats, I think is good enough. So now, yeah. So now they had to Nocturnal Hunger, and now the Steampath Charger just being a Offspring card is good. Yep. So I'm going to tap properly. Or manually. Offspring this. I'm going to give this one haste. And this one I'm going to equip. And now they both have haste. There's 8 damage. Have fun, opponent. Oof. It's almost 1 a.m. and where you're at? Ah. Alright, so now this is a 3-4, and I just Rabid Gnaw, and I think that's lethal. Yep, Rabid Gnaw. Yep. This deck is insane. This deck is absolutely insane. Look at these old friendos. How's it going, Magic Pope? We're playing Magic the Gathering, and we have this insane, aggressive red-white deck with 14 lands. Yeah, 1 a.m. is a vibe. There are nights where I stay up till 1 a.m. myself. Our opponent was... So here's the question. I think my opponent was mana screwed. I think they were green-black, because a lot of their cards, they were trying to go squirrels. And they got mana screwed, and I have enough aggressive curve to take advantage of it, even though they had a pretty good hand despite having only 1 color. It is entirely possible they were mono black. But yeah, they were just being at 3 lands. My deck's able to operate at 3 lands. Theirs was not. That is basically the story. It's a vibe until I wake up at 5 a.m. because I'm a maniac with an internal... Oh my gosh, you have one of those too. Luckily, I've learned to make my internal wake-up alarm shut back down, but I do wake up every night at 6 a.m. myself. Suspicious hand. This might be a dangerous keep. My reason for doing it is twofold. 1, creature, kill spell, combat trick. Like, I have tools. 2, like... So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack. If they block, I'll Mai of the Meek. If they don't block, I'll Rabid Gnaw. Either way, I'm in a good spot. And so the reason we're using the kill spell here, this deck, in case you're wondering, when the lizard deck needs you to lose life every turn, so if you can stop them from gaining their life, they're in trouble. So, yep. All right. Do I want another Rabid Gnaw just to keep the aggression rolling? Possibly. This card's pretty darn good. I definitely want to kill it. The question is, do I want to attack and Crumb and get it? Or do I want to just Rabid Gnaw and keep the thing open? I can't Might of the Meek it, so... I think because Might of the Meek is going to give Trample on a future turn, I do just Rabid Gnaw. But yeah, having immediate double kill spell feels great. I'm not playing Might of the Meek because I want to use it for other tricks. Valley Rally is going to get discarded here because we do not have enough creatures to justify it. Sun just gone to Magic despite my best efforts to avoid getting back into the money pit. Yep. Alright. Play land. Keep the pressure. If they don't block, I think that is a sign that they need this creature to survive on their side. Do I? Yeah, I think I just do this because I need the card draw. I can wait till their turn, though. Because if I... Yeah. So I'm going to use the rest of my mana to play Shaza Cap's Brew, but I'm not giving them the tapped fish. We are unfortunately going to let their Fire Blast Mentor trigger. This is exactly why I was, like, suspicious. Ravine Raider. But they don't have enough black. Did they play their land already? They did not. Alright. They had another Ravine Raider. Alright. No gift. We just want to get rid of this Valley Rally. Get myself some pressure. Awesome. Yep, perfect. No fear. A little fear. No blocks. All right. And now Blooming Blast is a kill. So deal 3 damage to target creature's controller. A Gateblade Assassin was only going to gain them 1 life. So yeah, they really should have blocked. Oh well. They decided they were the aggressor and didn't bother to notice that I'm the mouse deck. Everyone, we could try and make my first game review video, even though it's more of just a description, to be fair. I took one look at the editing software and well, what is any of this? And promptly had a breakdown. I understand, bro. I understand. For the editing, I would say try to see what you can do that's interesting without like requiring a lot of effort. Because yeah, that effort, like where you can keep it simple, you got to keep it simple. So this Flame Cash Gecko stuff is supposed to bring them in the game. That's very well of them. But we're going to gift a treasure, and we're going to kill that, and 3 shot to the face. So that treasure, that card just won me the last game, because I do not think I could have come back from that if it wasn't for the hard damage spell, which explains why they were still being aggressive then. Huh. Try to make my first game. So as for yeah, so let's see. Oh, you didn't ask. Yeah. Definitely it's difficult to figure that stuff out. But oh wait, are we at 6 wins or at 7? We're at 7 wins. So we got our 7 wins, everyone. Our 14, everyone, good luck. 14 lands, hyper aggressive, 7 wins, 0 losses. How do you love it? 3 Delabinods do a lot of work. 2 Whisker Quill Scribes and the, where are you? Ember Hearth Challenger. Great way to just churn through the deck, even when the Whiskveil Forerunner, I think this activated once. See how they seemingly brought back all of the Nightmare Standard cards? The Nightmare Standard cards. They didn't bring. I'm trying to wonder what you're referring to. If you're so you're talking about Standard, they just rotated in Standard for Bloomburrow. If you can name out a Nightmare Standard card, I could talk to you about it. But generally, I will state there is the issue that there's a lot of when there's so many cards in Standard, it feels out. Oh, Monastery Mentor, Swift Spear, and Phyrexian Obliterator. So fun fact, only Swift Spear is meta right now, and the meta decks don't even run it because a lot of these mouse synergies, Flowerfoot Swordmaster and stuff, they only care about other mouse. So Monastery Swift Spear is not even really played that much. The deck that plays those prowess cards doesn't have Monetary Mentor. There's some like edge cases for it. And Phyrexian Obliterator. So I have only one deck there's only one deck I've seen with Fire Extinct Obliterator, and it's a 1-of that they have to fetch out of their deck with something like, with another card. It is a nice card. Fire Extinct Obliterator is a nice card, but none of those cards are actually the meta killers. Shieldred actually is more devastating. Oh, these cards used to be Powerhouse Nightmare cards, and now are seemingly draft chaff. Yeah. I mean, they're very good in draft. And yeah, exactly. It's one of those things of how the game has changed. Just insane how powerful these are. So I like to do just a little review of how good the cards were. Steam Battle Charger was good enough. I don't think this card ever was like my devastating blowout card. The Offspring, that one game, was awesome, where we went to Blasphemous Talent and fully ramped it up. Crumb and Get It, I mean, it did what it had to and nothing more. I do not think, I am definitely overvaluing this card, but it still did more than enough, especially in this format. Might of the Meek was insane. War Screek turned around and won me some games. Obviously, Rabid Nos is insane. Blooming Blast is better than I expected, because it turns out that 3 damage is enough. Like, 2 damage is enough for a lot of the creatures in this format, and then that 3 damage to face can just be the final 3 points a lot of the time. Power level is 10 times when I quit, and I quit in part because of the insane power level. Yep, that's kind of why I play draft. I will state, if everything's powerful, everything kind of stays in line to a certain extent. I do like draft being a bit more powerful. I will say Modern Horizons 3 draft was... You did not see any videos of me drafting that in this channel for a good reason. So, that is a thing. No denying it. So as long as we don't get to Modern Horizons 3 levels, I think I'm fine with the power level. I will say old draft power I did not like. New draft power, I feel like we are one step higher than I want it to be. We are one step higher than I like it to be. But that's it. It's Searing Blaze. That's a good comparison, Bad Quote. The reason I'm worried about it is because it gives them a treasure, which means if you're playing it to like kill an early 2-drop, you cannot deal the 3 damage, because that will ramp them into their 4-drop, which will just end your aggression. Take out the trash, obviously great. Shazzacap's Brew. Gifting a tapped fish when you're aggressive isn't the best, because that tapped fish is going to block your creatures. So I think this card underperformed, but it's also like, I'm fine with that. Valley Rally, I had to discard it every single time. That tells you a lot. So this definitely heavily underperformed. Seaglaive Mentor. My hardest part about this card was that it's 3 mana in this super aggressive deck. But oh my gosh, it's so cool that like I was able to do like the hyper aggressive deck so easily. Flamecatch Gecko was fine even in the non-Gecko deck. Just 2 mana 2/2. If you dealt damage, loot and then future loots. Great card.